Hey guys, what is going on? Hayden here. We got to talk about E3. Today has been an enormous day for Nintendo. I just kind of want to give my thoughts about what everything we saw today. There's been details flying out here and there all over the place. So, just a lot of things to talk about. Let's get some of the smaller stuff out of the way first before we talk about the big giant Zelda. So, first of all, let's talk about Pokemon. So, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely excited for Pokemon, but it was definitely much smaller than what Zelda was today. So, we saw some new Pokemon, which is really cool. We saw a young goose. It was like a mongoose Pokemon. We saw oh, I forget what the bug is and I forget what the woodpecker is, but I'm really liking the woodpecker. I really like him. I want to see what he evolves into, and he evolves twice, which is really cool. The Pokedex showed that. So Pokemon Sun and Moon is definitely looking really cool. But again, not really too much on that front. Now, Paper Mario Color Splash, they announced is actually going to be in their digital event tomorrow, or not digital event, E3 Treehouse tomorrow, which is cool because they said they weren't going to show that at all, and that's another game. It's something, so that's really cool. Um, we'll see how that game's turning out. Again, it's looking like it could be Sticker Star 2, but let's really hope it isn't. Um, Next up, there was a new Mario Party game announced for like apparently I don't know. I caught a glimpse of that in my Twitter feed, but apparently something really cool about this game is that you can everyone can roll at the same time. You don't have to wait for everyone to roll, which leads me to believe that the game is going back to where it should have been, and not everyone is stuck in the same car, which was super annoying in the new Mario Party games. So that could be really cool, but we really don't know anything else about it. Overall, Nintendo showed some pretty good stuff from that front, but let's talk about Zelda. Oh my God, Zelda Breath of the Wild completely blew me away today. I have not been this excited for a video game in a very long, probably since Smash Brothers Wii U. I have not been this excited for a video game in quite some time. I've got a list of just things I've been writing down throughout the day, a little tidbits we've seen here and there. I'm sure I'm missing a hell of a lot. But the first one of the biggest ones to get debunked is the rumor that there's a gender option. There is no option to choose whether you want to be a male Link or a female Link. You are completely a male Link in this game. Personally, I don't really care about it. It was never really something that was a make or break deal for me. I know some people are disappointed. I know some people are vindicated in knowing that it's not a thing. Personally, it didn't really matter to me, but Link's design is looking really cool. Speaking of his design, I just got to keep looking at my notes here because I've got so much on my mind. I'm going crazy. Um, there is so much customization in this game. Like, there are so many different clothing options, so many different weapon options, and it just looked like it showed the weapons have like different power levels, like as in an RPG. Like when you equip a more powerful weapon, it shows how much your like attack stat or your defense stat would be like changed. So there's kind of like a bit of RPG in there. I don't know. But that looks really cool. I'm really liking how much customization there is and how much room there is for your inventory. Like that's really cool that you can have different types of like swords, axes, like there's different like pants, different clothing. Like there's so much. And you have to actually change your clothing depending on the weather, depending on the situation. If it's really cold, then you have to bundle up, or else Link will start to lose hearts. That is really cool. Or how if it's a lightning storm and you're wearing like metallic armor or something, the lightning might be attracted to that and it might zap Link. Like that is so cool. That is so thoughtful and a very stunningly realistic use of the environment. Like I gotta say, like they are really going all in, and I will emphasize this again, like that I did in an earlier video. I am so glad that they delayed this game because from the Game Awards footage compared to now, so much has changed. The Game Awards footage looked empty as hell from 2 years ago, and this is just like this looks so full. There's so much to do. They even said the map in this game is 12 times larger than Twilight Princess's. Like Twilight Princess was huge, that map, and this is 12 times bigger. Like I can't even get over that. Like that has me so excited for this game. This is gonna be a long 9 months to wait for this, guys. But moving on, um, the amiibo support. We've got hella cool amiibos coming to this game. So they announced what the Wolflink amiibo is doing. I'll talk about that first. Basically, if you scan the Wolflink amiibo once a day, you can use it, and it'll follow you along and fight enemies off on its own, kind of like a artificial intelligence. And once it loses all of its health, so 3 hearts, it will be gone for the day, unless you play Twilight Princess HD and you scan your Wolflink in that game you can transfer that data over to the Wii U version. So say you have 16 hearts in Twilight Princess HD, your Wolf Link will have 16 hearts in the voice or fuck Voice of the Wild. So that'll look that's really cool. That's something that you can bring over. Now I got to play Twilight Princess HD. I really wasn't planning on picking it up, but Breath of the Wild. Did I say Voice of the Wild? Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild. My God, I was calling it Breath of the Wind for a long time today. But the amiibo support is really cool. I don't think we found out what the Zelda U amiibo. Breath of the Wild. I gotta stop calling it Zelda U now. The Breath of the Wild amiibos do. They look super cool. I'm definitely gonna be buying them. You know me, I'm an amiibo nerd. But those look really, really cool. The detail on them is incredible, and you can actually bend the legs of the Guardian amiibo. So that's really cool. Next up is that the over 100 mini dungeons rumor actually got confirmed. They're calling them what are they calling them? Not temples, shrines. I think they're calling them shrines. So there's over 100 of them like dotted throughout the land, and basically like they're doing this really cool. Like these have like mini puzzles in them, but they can be accomplished in multiple different ways. So everyone's gaming experience will be different. This whole game, everyone will have a different gaming experience, which I'm super excited about. They're just making this super open-ended. But these mini shrines will also have items in them and helpful rewards that will help you progress in the game, which is awesome. I was really hoping that it wasn't just like to get rupees. They are really going about this very intelligently. So now I'm wondering, is there only going to be four main dungeons in this game? I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but that is something that we haven't seen that since I think Majora's Mask. So that or did it no Wind Waker had five, I think. But still, I think they're going about this game very well. Um, they also mentioned that there's not actually any established towns in this game. There's just going to be random NPCs scattered throughout the land. This game looks very like in the future. Like it looks like hundreds of years after Wind Waker. Like to me, the vibe I'm getting is that the water from Wind Waker, like the Great Sea, has disappeared somehow. Maybe we'll find out about that in this game. And like this is the ruins of the aftermath, like hundreds of years later. Like that's what I think is going on. But who knows? I could be wrong. But then there's also that NPC at the beginning that kind of gave me a reminder of Ganon from the King of Red Lions, what he said to Ganondorf at the end of Wind Waker. I'll post a picture probably somewhere here showing that. But what else do we got to talk about? We have so much to talk about. Link has to manage his food. Like if he doesn't keep eating, like we saw him eating like mushrooms and apples and stuff. And Bill Trinan even came out and said, "We love our mushrooms." So that was really funny. But you have to be able to manage your food, or else you'll start to die. So that's definitely really cool. It adds another layer of depth to the game. Um, we saw lots of different items. We saw like a magnet item. He was like lifting stuff up or whatever. We saw what else did we see? We saw arrows. Those are looking really cool. We saw magic bombs, which were like they looked really cool. And then they came in like a square form, so like they wouldn't roll around. That honestly is simply genius. Like that is a very simple thing to do, but it goes a long way. There's just lots of little touches in this game that really go a long way. You can use your shield as a slide also. I didn't even know about that. Like I just got home from work. I didn't even know about that till I just got home. But you can use your shield as a slide. Like if you're sliding down a mountain, you can sit on your shield and like go down the mountain. Like now I'm wondering if you can like while you're like surfing down, like can you like shoot arrows like while you're on shield? Like oh my God, there's so many cool possibilities. But speaking of mountains, you can climb like any oh my God, like I'm freaking out, but you can climb like anywhere in this game. Like I think that is super awesome. And the fact that they brought back the stamina meter actually isn't bugging me as much as I thought it would, because in Skyward Sword, the stamina meter didn't really serve any purpose. Honestly, it was just it like I'll say what Aaron Hansen said on Game Grumps or Ego Raptor, if you will. It's just there to restrict you. It's annoying and it's stupid, and I completely agree with him. I hated the stamina meter in this game. In that game in Skyward Sword. With that said, though, it could actually be kind of cool in this game because say you're able to make your stamina meter like bigger as you go throughout the game, that could maybe allow you to explore areas like as you get stronger. Like maybe not everything is completely open to you at once. Like maybe there's places like oh I need to get stronger before I'm able to climb all the way up there. So that could be really cool. It could allow for like sequential Like I know they're going for open-ended and open world, and like I'm totally happy with what they're seeing. But maybe they'll leave a few of those areas off limits until you're able to have a bigger stamina meter. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not totally against it. It's kind of a weird thing to bring back. If they're breaking away from all the conventions of Zelda, but if they had to bring back one mechanic, that one's a little questionable. But anyway, not that big of a deal. I think it could be used in a lot of cool ways. Um, the paraglider, that looks really cool, or like the hang glider that he has. That looks way better than the sailcloth. Honestly, the sailcloth looks pretty bland in the Game Awards footage, but the air glider that he has, that looks really cool. I definitely like the design on that, and again, it adds another layer of depth. Like, say you're able to fly over one mountain to another to reach another cliff face. Like, oh, guys, there's just so much cool stuff to talk about in this game. Like, the enemies though, the enemies are also really intriguing to me because it seems like they're not just kind of randomly placed. Like they kind of gather in like groups and they almost have like intelligence. Like they're like like we've seen them like cooking, like lighting their own fire. So like they have intelligence. Like they have predators, or like they are predators. Things prey on them. Like just a lot of cool things. You can hunt, you can mount whatever horse you want. Like, oh, there's just so much cool stuff. Like Link has a bunch of different weapons. We saw him with an axe. I think I already talked about this. We saw him with a spear. We saw him with well, so we saw him with like a flaming stick, like or like a stick that you could light on fire. Like, oh my God, there's just so much cool stuff. Ganon is back as well. Nintendo released a fact sheet that I saw a couple people talking about. Ganon is back. Now, they didn't say that he was the main villain. They didn't say what capacity he'd be back in, but they said he would be back. Now, if this is a Zelda game, there's a good chance he is the main villain, but who knows? Like maybe he's not. But this is really cool because the last time that Ganondorf or Ganon was actually in a Zelda game, not counting remakes, was Twilight Princess back in 2006. So it's nice to see that Ganon's coming back again because we've seen villains like Girahim, Demise, um, Bellum from the I think that was his name from um, Phantom Hourglass. Or I guess we kind of saw him in A Link Between Worlds. Not really though. It was you Ganon or whatever, but we haven't seen Ganon or Ganondorf since Twilight Princess, uh, to be completely honest. So that is really cool that he's coming back. But this is the last thing that I want to talk about. I'm sure there's a lot of things I'm missing out on, but this is really weird. So Ayanuma explained why Link is right-handed in this game, and a lot of people speculated, myself included, that it was going to be because there's motion controls in the game or something, and a lot of people are right-handed. That's not the case. Apparently, it's because Link executes attacks using buttons on the right-hand side of the gamepad, which that's a baffling answer. Like that's really weird to me. But honestly, I trust those guys. They look like they're doing an amazing job with this game. That's pretty much what I had to say. Overall, Zelda Breath of the Wild just completely blew me away. Again, I have not been this excited for a video game in a very long time. But I want to know what you guys think about this game or about E3 in general. Talk about it in the comments. I want to know what you guys thought about today. Again, I've just been like on cloud nine this entire day. Like when I was at work the entire time, I was thinking about this game. Like this game just has me completely drawn in. I'm so excited for this game. But again, please leave a like if you enjoyed anything I had to say, and don't forget to subscribe if you've not already for more Zelda content and other things Nintendo. All right, peace out, guys. Bye.